Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and that's correct, Sakura Succubus 7 continues. Let's see where... Well, obviously this is a cafe, but, well, still, let's see where Cosmos is going to take us. So, the girls, like Elizabeth and Steffi and us. Yeah, let's see where she takes us. Here we are! Cosmos announces cheerfully as our small party arrives at our destination. A cute cafe Cosmos and I have frequented on numerous occasions. Let's go. For at the same time... Maybe it is kind of, sad. Given the fact it was supposedly our place. Anyway. This cafe was the first place, actually, that Cosmos and I had a proper conversation. That's true. I actually met Cosmos on the train. Yes, I actually also mentioned that in the previous episode. Because I did remember. I remember stuff like that, surprisingly enough. I might not remember what happened, like, yesterday. I might not remember what I ate for breakfast. But I would remember something like that. Anyway, I actually met Cosmos on the train during my commute to work, but we didn't really talk back then. The train's compartment was far too cramped and noisy for any kind of meaningful back and forth. And Cosmos had more than dialogue on her mind during the particular encounter. We might have gotten pretty personal on the train, but I barely knew a thing about Cosmos back then. It wasn't until Cosmos took me to this cafe that I was able to get a proper look at her. It was while we were sitting about one of those tables, Cosmos chowing down on an ice cream sundae, that Cosmos decided she wanted to make me her boyfriend. This was almost a year ago now. Well, if we count how many Sakura games there have been and what years they were released in, I think it was a little more, but it's fine. And I scarcely imagine my life without Cosmos now. We repeat the name very often, don't we? We've been through an awful lot together. From an unplanned jaunt to the Succubus realm to a holiday at Ayun's fancy beach house. It's been a while since we came... You know what? Now that I think about it. I don't know, it kind of dropped on my mind right now. You know how in the previous games Hifumi confessed that, she's in love with me, supposedly, on public TV. Then our lovely tennis star also did the same thing. Do you think we'll have the repeat of that and some of the girls will be like, I'm in love with this guy too? I'm kinda curious if someone will do that. Anywho, it's been a while since we came back to this cafe together. And, I mean, we've been in another country, so... And it stepped in nostalgia. I can't help but feel sentimental as I glance about at the familiar decor. Goodness me! Stephania, however, has no such associations with this cafe. Fond or otherwise, she's never been here before. It's all quite new to her, as is indicated by her look of surprise. Is this one of those fabled Maid cafes I've heard so much about? Indeed it is! I thought you might want to see it, Steffi. Maids are an important part of Japanese culture. They're a cornerstone of our society. They are if we're talking specifically about nerd culture, maybe, yeah. Well, Japan might be synonymous with maid cafes overseas. Most Japanese people do not, in fact, make a point of frequenting venues such as this. They are considered kind of embarrassing, actually. Yeah, I can see that. Then again, starting something like that here, I wonder if it would be successful. We'll need to get employees from abroad for Given that Poland has no quality in that aspect. Anyway, you know what kind of aspect I'm talking about, I'm sure. Boop. I know I never would have come here were it not for the cosmos's insistences. Despite the way I look, I know my glasses aren't particularly fashionable. I'm not waist deep in the mire that is nerd culture, not like Cosmos. I don't know if I would go. Maybe once to see what it's like, but I don't think I'd be like, oh, no, I need to go there every freaking week. No, definitely not. I don't watch anime. Okay, that's a lie. I don't read manga. Okay, that's a lie. Save for a few popular fighting series that I loved as a kid, and I certainly don't read lewd visual novels that feature scantily clad heroines. Yeah, I totally don't do that. Right now, must be your imagination. My tastes have always been more pedestrian, normie if you will. Maybe in the past. I feel like I had like one part of my life I was like, you know, growing up, boom, Tsubasa, Dragon Ball, Shaman King, Pokemon, so Pocket Monsters, Saint Seiya, oh, Shin-chan, that's it. Then there was part where I would not watch anything, somehow, and then I'm back to it again, starting with K-On! It's funny how K-On! Got me back on track. Anyway, I'm passionate about photography. I used to dabble in music, and I enjoy converting carbon dioxide into oxygen. Yeah, that's nice actually, yeah, I agree with that. I don't know a thing about photography, man. That's a fact. I feel like even if I take some kind of photo, it doesn't look good. It really doesn't. I just don't know how it all works and whatever, right? I don't really kind of feel the need to be a pro at this or anything like that. Dabbling in music, also not my thing. Listening is good enough for me. All told, I'm incredibly average. At least I was before meeting the harem of Succubi. Or Succubi. Now I'd be hard pressed to call myself average, but my interests remain fairly standard. I mean, to be fair, I guess mine aren't, sort of. I mean, as he said, kind of. He said I kind of did not agree on my own, right? Anime, manga, visual novels, my thing, that's for sure. Surprising love YouTube as well, I guess. Which, I don't know, maybe now it is an average interest, to be fair. I feel like when I started, it wasn't. How am I still doing that, to be fair? What's more? I guess my interest that you would call average would be football, but well, I no longer do that anyway, so I can't deny that the maids who work in this cafe are pretty cute for... do we get SCG? Their short skirts reveal a lot more skin than Elizabeth's own What? I mean... she's showing a bit of a thigh, that's for sure. And I don't complain. Their short skirts reveal a lot more skin than Elizabeth's own demure black and white attire does, and their ruffled headpieces are a particularly nice touch. Okay, also being able to see like the side chest is super nice as well, let's face it. I'm not so stuck up, I consider myself both appreciating a pretty maid every once in a while. I mean, Elizabeth, yeah.
familiar with this place, Hiroki? Do Japanese men such as yourselves often visit establishments like this to eat?
No, not really. It's not that common, no.
Huh? Is it common?
Of course not. Why are you asking me that? You're not a tourist. You live in Japan. For if I were here, I'm sure she'd say something skating to the tune of,
The sculptors live in Japan. I thought you live in her own fantasy land.
I don't always agree with you, but the fictitious you conjure up in my mind, I might have a point there.
Maybe so, but I don't understand why anybody would want to eat anywhere else when maid cafes exist.
I mean, to be fair, I don't even eat in cafes in general. I mean, it's weird. I feel like right now society is mostly, ooh, let's go to the cafe. Ooh, let's order takeout. Ooh, no. I'm cooking myself. So much better. Anyway.
The waitresses are so cute. It would be a shame to go anywhere else. I like it when they pipe hearts my omelette rice, and when they do little spells to make the food taste even yummier. Muy cute.
Right?
The waitresses at family restaurants don't do that, and their outfits aren't as freely.
But they are kind of more realistic. Anyway.
Family restaurants are really boring.
Oh, what was... There was the anime... Working. Literally called working. It wasn't boring at all. That restaurant. And the manager? That's how you treat customers, by the way. Perfection. Anyway. Yeah. Cosmos, I think your tastes are just unique. Now I'm getting curious. Wait a second. Don't tell me you only eat at maid cafes.
I do most of the times, yes, why?
Why, you ask? I frown. The waitresses at these places might be cute, I guess.
They're cute, very much so. I'm glad you agree.
But the food is always subpar. It's nothing special and it's overpriced for what it is. When you go to a place like this, you're paying for the experience rather than the actual food. It's fine every once in a while, but eating out all the time must get expensive, mustn't it?
It's okay, Hiroki. I would rather be broke and happy and surrounded by cute maids than rich and sad without any maids to attend to me.
Cool. I'm neither of those. How do I change that? Listen. I have no riches and no mates. How is that fair? Now that seems like a pretty dangerous way of thinking. I guess it's a good thing Cosmos is such a popular social media star, or she'd be in real danger of bankrupting herself in her eternal pursuit of knee socks and white aprons.
Besides, I have plenty of money. I can afford to eat supper omelets every day if I want.
Lucky. So admit the food here is subpar.
I would never say otherwise. I'm not delusional.
Not completely, at least.
I know better food exists. But as these restaurants don't employ maids, I'm not interested in them. Even a plain, lukewarm omelette can taste good if it's served to you by a pretty woman in a frilly dress. I'm sure Hazel would agree with me.
You're probably not wrong about that, Foya. I know exactly how Hazel feels about maids. Thanks to a few of her lecherous comments she made. Rare? Maybe two. Elizabeth, back in Astoria, whatever. Gee. Are all the members of my Succubus harem weak against maids? Is this a shirt fetish they all have? Even if Miss dressed up as maid before to appease me, for her maid outfit was more traditionally Japanese than the Western style get-ups the maids in this cafe are sporting.
Anyway, I like this cafe lots, so I thought you would too, Steffi. Like I said, maid cafes are the pinnacle of Japanese culture.
I'm sure that people would be offended if they heard you say that. I sigh. What about our country's rich history? Our beautiful temples, our verdant forests, our majestic hills? Yeah. I guess all that is relevant to Cosmos. Forget all of our cultural landmarks and our geographic wonders. Maids are where it's all at.
Hiroki and I have come here a lot despite Hiroki's protests, and we're both very fond of it. It was here in fact that Hiroki and I went out on our first date.
Oh, is it now?
Oh my! This cafe must possess a lot of emotional significance for the pair of you. Is it really alright that I'm here now? I would not wish to intrude upon your fond memories.
I was thinking that from the very beginning. It's fine. You're Hiroki's girlfriend too, so I thought you should come here. It feels only right. Okay, I can't agree with that statement. I really can't. As I mentioned before. I mean, this was the space that was supposed to be somewhat special, I guess, despite being a maid cafe to the two of you, right? Whatever.
I want to know what going on a proper date in Japan feels like.
Proper date. Maid cafe.
And of course, I want to show you a real, genuine Japanese maid. I'm sure these maids are very different to the ones in the palace. Yes, indeed they are. The attire of these maids is not at all appropriate. They are revealing rather too much skin.
Right. This seems like a bit of a hypocritical complaint given the cutouts at the sight of Elizabeth's own outfit, but I don't mention that. Elizabeth looks so perturbed. I'm afraid any attempts to her out on her hypocrisy would net me a nasty glare. By the way, it's funny how... I mean, it's not visible, obviously, but... my field of view is kind of right now limited. Elizabeth, Cosmos, and a little bit of text that goes out of the screen. Like, I honestly don't pay attention to Steffi. Again, she's nice, but... she's not much of a, like... interest to me, funnily enough. I don't know why. Anyway, I've been on the receiving end of Elizabeth's glares a few times, and it's not a pleasant experience. I doubt that. Elizabeth might be a maid, but she's a little scary. No, she's not.
Their outfits are very gaudy too. As maid, I find their appeal most ill-fitting. Maids ought not to display their bodies, but they should, he said, strive to remain unobtrusive. Maids exist solely to serve others. Their serving should be quiet, understated kind of affair, conducted without any unnecessary pomp. These women, meanwhile, seem determined to draw as much attention to themselves as possible. They are not at all professional. I fear I do not think very much of these Japanese maids, although...
Elizabeth exhales.
I suppose I must reserve my judgment until I have been served by one of those so-called maids. I'll be able to determine their worth then. As top mate myself, however, I fear I will be let down. These little girls can never hope to measure up to me.
Ooh. I like the expression now. Ooh. I'm starting to feel a little afraid on behalf of the maids assembled in this cafe. Cosmos only brought Stephania and Elizabeth here for a bit of fun, but it looks like Elizabeth's taking this very, very seriously. How will she react? I wonder if the unlucky maid assigned to serving us makes a mistake. I almost dread to think of it. Half an hour later.
So this is the quality of the service at this so-called maid cafe, is it?
An irate Elizabeth examines the curry she was recently served by a brightly beaming maid in a skimpy outfit. Cosmos seems pretty taken with her food. She's positively drooling over it, and over the maid, who's sashaying away from our table. I don't think I've ever seen a word sashaying. But Elizabeth looks less impressed. Is that even a fucking word? I mean, from the context you can tell what it means, but... Is it really a word? Come on. Sashaying. It is, but apparently it's not written like that. Oh, no, it's not. There's literally no translation as well to that word, by the way, to Polish at least. Sashay. Walk in an ostentatious yet casual manner, typically with exaggerated movements of the hips and shoulders. Wow. I'm surprised something like that exists. Oh boy. Well, you learn things every day. Supposedly. Even for this is the knowledge I will definitely not keep in my mind. Sushake. Elizabeth's arms are folded beneath her chest and her eyes are narrowed in obvious disapproval.
Lizzie? Is something the matter? I would say so, yes. Don't you like Japanese curry, Lizzie? Is it too mild for you? I do prefer my curry to have a bit of a kick to it, yes.
Ooh. Ooh. Dude, I would get along with Lizzie so much. I also like my curry to have a bit of a kick.
But that is not the issue here. Would you have prepared it if our maid had written something cute on it then? Like she did with my omelette rice? Maids will usually draw pictures with ketchup on your foot. If you ask them to, it's part of the service. It's a bit difficult to do with curryfa. That's why I always order omelettes at these restaurants. They feel more personal. No, it's quite alright. You needn't offer me any of your food.
Well, but she didn't.
Why she's not that my curry lacks a cute illustration. I not think pointless flourishes, such as ketchup, hearts, or flowers, add any significant words to a meal.
Yeah.
But pointless flourishes!
Cosmo stares at Elizabeth, her expression aggrieved.
But these pointless flourishes are what the appeal of cafes like this hinge upon. If it weren't for these pointless flourishes, this cafe would be no different from a family restaurant. Perhaps we ought to have gone to a family restaurant then, if their standards are higher. The presentation of my meal leaves much to be desired. I would not be surprised if the roux was bought from a shop and the vegetables have been cut very roughly.
Well, Elizabeth, you are setting the standards pretty high, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if vegetables were from, like, those packs, the frozen packs. Yeah, oh, ugh. I really don't like those, like, no. I know, like, they don't taste good for some reason. Same reason I also don't like, jarred sauces which have vegetables in it. I know, like those vegetables just they don't work. They just don't. And it's annoying how, I don't know why, but sometimes it's hard to find like whatever spaghetti sauce that would have nothing in it, right? I don't want the vegetables in it. All of them have vegetables. It's annoying. Anyway. Again, Elizabeth, you put that standard pretty high if you think they actually cut them on their own. Anyway.
No amount of ketchup hearts would be able to save this meal. It looks like something made by a child, and a particularly clumsy child at that.
Ooh.
I would sooner stick pins beneath my fingernails than serve a dish like this to a milady. It is not fit for a human consumption. I think you're being a bit too harsh, Lizzie. This food doesn't look as extravagant as the food served in the palace, but it's only to be expected. Our cooks are professionals who trained for many years in Paris. It would be unfair to expect similar level of quality in a small cafe like this. Indeed, you are correct. Perhaps I'm being somewhat unfair, but how can you blame me, milady, when I want all the best for you? While I do not doubt that this food is edible, that is not a great praise. Edible is not the baseline I search for when it comes to assessing the quality of a meal. I would rather some real passion be put in the food I consume, particularly after paying for it. It is clear that whomsoever made this meal did not care about its recipient. It is too clumsily fashioned. There is no love in it. Moreover,
Elizabeth's lip curls.
It took more than 20 minutes for this food to arrive, and that, I fear, is far too long. A waitress, I cannot bring myself to call her maid,
Understandable.
might have smiled when she served us, but her smiles are not enough to excuse the tardiness for a meal. Why, my curry is already beginning to get cold. I can abide such sloppiness, not as a maid myself.
Elizabeth slams her palm against the tabletop. She slams it so hard, in fact, that our plates and our drinks shake.
The service here is slow, the servers are dressed inappropriately, and the price for this so-called experience is exorbitant. Milady deserves much better. I'm very lazy. Please, don't worry so much. I'm looking forward to eating my food. Hey, you are too kind, milady. You have to stand up for yourself. You deserve to be treated better than this. You know that you deserve better than this. I wish only for you to be happy, wherever you go, and so.
Oh boy. Elizabeth rises purposefully to her feet and legs of her chair scraping against the floor. Oh boy. The question is she going to cook herself? Or is she going to give them like a very fast training?
I must knock some sense to the so-called maids who work at this establishment.
It's the second option.
It is high time I showed those maids how they ought to be interacting with their customers.
A little while later.
Excuse me, Miss Elizabeth, but does my portion look alright? Miss Elizabeth, there's an order to table 7. Mr. Elizabeth, my dear Scrooge, what do you fix for me? Am I addressing customers with no respect, Miss Elizabeth? Elizabeth, can you help me? The way you serve for customers is not legal. Miss Elizabeth, your hair is so silky, Miss Elizabeth, what condition do you use? Your skin so soft and smooth, Miss Elizabeth, I'm jealous. I don't know how I ever got by without you, Miss Elizabeth, you really have opened my eyes. We love you, Miss Elizabeth, don't ever leave us.
Well, I'll be. I watch as Elizabeth walks briskly through the cafe, dispensing with advice, when so asked by the gaggle of needy maids flocking her, while occasionally pausing to take orders. Elizabeth appointed herself as this cafe's head maid less than 15 minutes ago, and the maids have already fallen under her troll. They seem quite taken by her despite her forcefulness. Or maybe they are taken with her because of it. Maybe these maids are all masochists who like being pushed around. That certainly explains why they let Elizabeth walk over them so easily.
Miss Elizabeth, you really are amazing. Please show me what to do. You're the bestest maid I've ever seen.
Elizabeth has adapted to her role of maid, come mentor up fully well, like a duck to water. Maybe she was made to lead others. I mean, yeah. I mean, you've seen her personality, come on. Clearly, easily, she's at the top. Could she be related in some distant manner to Joan of Arc? Jeanne d'Arc. Now that would be pretty badass. The alter version is better for if we talk Fate, by the way. Definitely. Elizabeth herself seems pretty badass. In fact, despite her maid outfit, she makes her black and white attire look like a battle armor, something to be worn before riding on horseback into the fray. I can't help but be impressed. Hiroki, you're late to the party, okay? I always knew Elizabeth took her job seriously, but I never realized she was quite this passionate. Stephania meanwhile seems a bit embarrassed by this affair. Her face is flushed and awkwardly she sinks down her chair.
I apologize for his behavior, buddy. I know she's being very forceful. I did try to tell her to calm down, but she didn't listen. It can be hard to make her see sense when she gets like this. I hope you aren't too offended, Hiroki Cosmos.
Of course I'm not. I like her. I'm not offended at all. No, it's fine. Why would I be offended?
Eh? I mean, because you got us brought us here so we might have a good time? I know you want to just relax, but Lizzie isn't relaxing at all.
I guess it's time to get Lizzie onto some date.
She's working even harder than she does back in the palace.
Stephania sighs.
She was rude about the food too, and about the service. She didn't have a single nice thing about this experience. That must mean awkward for you, surely.
Nah, I was plenty negative about this cafe myself before I sat down. I find these kinds of establishments pretty gimmicky, if I'm being quite honest. My things are more aligned with Elizabeth's than Cosmos's, although I smile sheepishly. I never presume to try and tell the maids at this place how to do their jobs. That'd be going a step too far.
Elspeth really is going too far, isn't she? She can be so impossible sometimes. Miss, I got my finger. Would you kiss it before for me? I mean, better for me. Miss Abed, the button on the front of my blouse has come undone. Could you fasten it, please? Miss Abed, my ribbon is crooked again. If you could fix it, I would be forever in your debt.
Well, I laugh amused as the maids of this humble establishment twitter in Elizabeth's wake like so many starlings. Those maids don't seem to have any objections about her involvement. These maids have gotten so attached to Elizabeth, they're only a step short of groveling at her feet. They're looking at Elizabeth like she's some sort of goddess. Maybe she is. Maybe they'll fashion effigies of her and kowtow before them in the privacy of their own homes. I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder if we'll get to see other girls in this game. I mean, I know we kind of barely started, right? But we have not seen the other ones at all.
Perhaps these maids do not mind too much, but what about you, Cosmos? You have been very quiet. You aren't upset by the stern events, are you? Not at all. I think this is very cool, actually. Hey, in what manner? Well, let me see. It's a bit hard to explain, really. I'm not
Wait. Was Cosmos almost lighter blue? Why, maybe.
It's a bit hard to explain, really. I'm not very good with words, but I suppose I feel a bit guilty. Hey, why do you feel guilty? It's just, well, I've been to a lot of maid cafes in my time, and I like them a lot. I thought I knew a lot about maids because of this, but now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen a maid work as seriously as Lizzie is. Not in any of the cafes I've visited. She's on a whole other level. Lizzie's not passionate, yeah. She always does her best. I know that, I can tell. That's why she's so cool. I used to think that the maids of these cafes were incredible, but now I'm beginning to see the error of my ways. Clothes do not, as they say, make the man. And in this case, the maid's dress does not make a maid. A woman might look like a maid, but that does not mean she really is one. Not in her heart. To be a proper maid, one must feel it in their soul, like Lizzie does. Maids are serious business. And now I understand that I had not given them the respect they deserve. I feel guilty now for ever thinking that the imitation maids at these cafes were good enough, and I feel guilty that I ever thought myself worthy of dressing as maid myself during my photo shoots. I have besmirched the true meaning of being a maid, and I never even realized it. Lizzie fervor has shown me the error of my ways. It is time for me to repent of my past actions and atone.
Hey? What? Cosmos approached Elizabeth, who's in the midst of serving another customer, then bows down. Kneeling before Elizabeth upon the floor of the cafe, she presses her forehead to the floor and cries, "Please take me under your wing, show me to be the real maid, just like you. I'm willing to work hard to unlearn all their earnestness. I don't know whose thoughts I ever had about your noble profession. I don't know, but real maids are worth much more than the frilly dresses. And I want to become a sophisticated, self-confident maid, just like you." This deserved a CG, by the way. And so in the end. Thank you! But that outfit is very revealing.
Hi everyone, it's your favorite cute cat Maid, Cosmos, and I'm here to serve you with a smile. Is there anything that you would like? Something delicious to eat? Something refreshing to drink? Or perhaps...
Cosmos smiles deviously.
Me. Oh, please. That isn't what I told you to say, Cosmos, and you know it. It isn't? No. If you are to be a proper maid, you cannot go offering yourself to the customers. As for you yourself are a delicious dessert to be consumed. It simply isn't seemly. Maids ought to be unobtrusive, remember? We exist as vassals who answer to the orders of others, but we should not seek to stand in a spotlight ourselves. If you wish to be a true maid, you must learn so decorum. Although...
Elizabeth's sharp gaze sweeps over Cosmos, and while examining her, she sighs.
I fear that may not, perhaps, be possible, not when the so-called maid outfits the girls at this cafe wear show off such a large amount of skin. These outfits are far too gaudy to be worthy of a genuine maid, and I am uncertain as to your choice to pair your attire with those cat ears and the tail.
That's true, there is the tail.
It seems uncouth. I'm sorry, I just can't not wear my cat ears. I don't feel like myself without them. They're my charm point. Charm point? That's right, my fans all say they love my cat ears. They are what make me me, even when I'm trying to work as a maid. I will always be cat girl, first and foremost. It would not do to deprive my meowsters of my unique appeal. If your meowsters had any respect for the work we maids do, they would not demand that you make yourself look like a fool. But never mind, if you insist upon the cat ears, I suppose they can stay, for they are not at all a practical design choice. I'll try to put your appearance to one side, no matter how difficult that may be, and focus instead upon your mannerisms. Now, maids ought to smile when serving their masters, but do not smile too much. You should not, as I said, make a spectacle of yourself. You need to be demure, mild-mannered, and respectful. Do you think you can manage that? I'll do my best. My trick is better than I use, at least. I think I'm cut out for serving people, but I'm not very good at talking to people. I don't always know what to say. Sometimes I feel kind of lost. I don't think I'm competent as you lazy. When you serve others, you seem to shine. Well, thank you very much. It comes with a good deal of practice, I assure you. I've been working as maid for a long while, and I take my job seriously. Serving others is second nature to me now. If you wish to catch up, I fear it will take you a long time. Are you prepared to try hard? Yes, Miss Elspeth, I'll do my best. I'll become the best maid a clumsy neat like me could ever hope to be.
Good luck with that, Cosmos. Good luck with that. Time passes, and the day eventually comes to a close. The sun begins to sink, and when it does, Cosmos suggests we cap our date off with bubble tea. I've never had it. Do we have bubble tea in this crappy country known as Poland? I wonder. Come on. Thank you. Let's see. Let's check my city. Do we have this here? Of course I will not... oh, we supposedly do! No way! I bet it's not good for... I mean, it's Poland we are talking about. Wait, there's literally a thing just for that? That's crazy. I had no idea we had, like, a place that's literally just for that. Let's see. Bubble tea. Oh, they have mango. That's nice. That's probably the thing I would go with. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19 flavors. Also milkshakes, coffee, not important, and I actually have no clue what this is. Huh, interesting. Any other places in my crappy city? Possibly 4 of them in total? Interesting. Dude, I do not know much about my own city. It's crazy. Oh, it is like, freaking... Okay. Got it. This place does not look good, to be honest. Anyway. Our bubbly tea secured, man. It's expensive. Where these trendy cafes get off charging such exorbitant prices for their drinks. We then head to a nearby park. I'm content to drink my bubble tea, which is taro flavor, by the way. What's taro? Taro flavor. Oh, sorry about yawning. I didn't sleep much. Nutty potato-like. Okay. Why did you get a potato tea? What? The normal way, namely with a cup in my hand and my mouth about the straw, but... And that's why Steffi loses. With every girl in Sakura Succubus.
Is this really how girls drink bubble tea nowadays? That's right.
Cosmos, it seems, has other ideas. She told Stephania about an exciting trend which gone about on social media a while back, namely about balancing one's bubble tea upon one's bosom. Meanwhile, Elizabeth is like, easy. That's what Cosmos is doing, and she's making quite a valiant attempt at it too, given her chest isn't particularly pronounced. Stephania, seeing what Cosmos was up to, decided to join in, I guess because she didn't want to miss out. Would youngsters call that FOMO? Whatever, man, whatever. Obviously, I don't understand what youngsters are into anymore, or what's popular. Same, I guess. Am I getting old? Yes. At least Elizabeth seems to share my sentiments, because she looks rather dubious about this whole affair herself. But she wins.
I don't understand how this is supposed to aid in the drinking of my bubble tea. It is simply making things more difficult. I have faith in my coordination, but it's rather hard to balance.
Clearly you
don't have any problem. I hope my drink doesn't spill.
I hope those drinks don't spill either. Sure, it might be appealing in front of Cosmos' Stephania's and Elizabeth's shirts where to get dumped, but you could get the same effect with tap water, and that's free. No, I mean, technically it's not, but... These bubble teas, however, were anything but. They were eye-wateringly expensive, and I was the muppet who had to buy them. Oh, Hiroki, you muppet. I know it's customary for guys to foot the bill when going on dates, but it's not customary for guys to go on dates with 3 girls at once. I guess. Is this the quite literal price I have to pay for my philandering ways? You're right now, by the way, when he mentioned going on date with 3 girls. Did you guys see? I mean, it's been on the internet for a while already, and it's been a moment since this information got out, right, to the public and so on. I remember the guy who's supposedly dating like some huge amount of women solely to get gifts from them. And he went to jail for that, right? That was interesting. It's funny how the guy gets to jail for that, but then women who do the same, no, and they like inform about it into the public and so on as well, and nothing is being done. It's so weird. Anyway. Well, At least Cosmos, Stephania, and Elizabeth all look pretty good right now. I can't deny they're attractive.
Oh, it's really difficult. I'm afraid I'm not very good at this. I must have lived in the past long. I'm so sheltered I know how ordinary girls are supposed to act.
With all due respect, milady, I don't think there is anything ordinary about this. It all seems a bit salacious to me. I'm inclined to agree with the maid. She speaks sense at least.
It's okay. Nobody's that good. This on the first attempts. I had to practice a lot to get this just right. I must have gone through at least a dozen cups of bubble tea.
What? Cosmos has practiced this. Seriously. I guess I admire her dedication, but doesn't she have better ways to spend her time and her money? Probably not. Maybe not.
Goodness me! That really is amazing. You work so hard, Cosmos. I do my best. It's silly endeavors, maybe, that are no practical benefit to anybody.
Bemi is Elizabeth's size, and rightfully so. I really can't blame her for looking so fed up.
Maybe I should drink this normally. I wouldn't want to make a mess.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think you would have that problem.
Maybe, but first...
Cosmos fishes her phone out her pocket, then holds it up.
Let's take a selfie. We need to commemorate this moment.
Do we really?
Of course. It is every day that I get to drink bubble tea with the princess of a small European country. Now, big smile, Steffi. I'm going to like it. Right. It will be my pleasure. I suppose I can play along myself. But if you share these photos on social media, I will be very unhappy. The only one allowed to gap at Millie's chest is me. And Mr. Gasawara on occasions. I'd rather gulp at yours for, like, come on. Let's face reality, Elizabeth. You are the better one. Let's face reality. Actually, you know what? Hiroki can get Steffi, whatever. I'm taking Elizabeth. The internet does not need to see this. Oh, Lizzie, thank you for being so considerate. You really are sweet. Of course, I do worry about you, milady. I have too, given you never seem to worry about yourself. You really are an airhead. But that only adds to your appeal. That's why. Airheads are not my thing.
And again, Cosmos is a bit of an airhead too, but... Cosmos is different, okay? Yeah, I think I have to agree with Elizabeth there. Stephania managed to look innocent no matter what she's doing, even when balancing bubble tea on her chest. It's a pretty incredible skill. What? Stephania's pretty incredible in general. Nee.
Alright, Cosmos. Alright, Cosmos. Alright, everybody, say cheese.
But Cosmos might be even more so. Yep. I agree with that statement. Where did that hat come from?
So, how has your day been, Steffi? Have you been enjoying yourself? Oh yes, you've been very kind to me, and I'm most looking forward to tomorrow. Yay! I'm glad to hear it.
We are doing this tomorrow too? Let's go.
We should have even more fun then. I've arranged something very exciting, just wait and see.
Something exciting. What? For some reason I have a bad feeling about this. What constitutes as exciting? I wonder in Cosmos's world. She sure seemed to enjoy it when I walked her through the streets on a leash, but we're not going to have a repeat of the performance of that little display, surely, right? Why are you getting to this? Dude, it's been in Sakura Succubus 1. It's been so long ago. We are in 7 now. It has never been repeated. It's okay. I hope. Not in front of Astoria's princess. Japan's relationship with Astoria could be irrevocably ruined in the face of such a social faux pas.
Yeah, something exciting. Ayuka has day off to work tomorrow, so I asked her if she wouldn't mind tagging along. Oof. I thought we could all hang out together. It would be a blast.
Ayuha. Great. Now I feel even more uneasy. Nothing good seems to come of Io's company. Will this really be alright? I don't want Io being rude to Stephania. That really might splinter the peace between Japan and Astoria. More so than walking cosmos outside on leash would. Why are you still talking about this?
You mentioned this Io before, but I'm not familiar with her. Is she a friend of yours?
You might contest that. Yeah. I have my reservations on the matter of Cosmos's and Io's friendship. It's complicated. But Cosmos sounds pretty enthused if her reply is anything to go by.
Yes, that's right. Io's my very good friend. She's my best friend, in fact, and she's really quiet, sweet, for she can be a little awkward at times.
A little awkward? Isn't that something of an understatement? I'm sure Io's told me to drink bleach on more than one occasion.
I'm sure the two of you will get along well. I can be a bit prickly, but you just need to be nice to her. She'll warm up to you soon enough. Like a cat, you mean? Yeah, a little like that. I always say that my cat ears look stupid for. Well then, she sounds like an interesting woman indeed. I would love to meet her. I only hope that she likes me. I'm certain that she will, milady. You are very charming after all. If she does take against you, however, then...
An ominous expression crosses Elizabeth's face, and smiling grimly she cracks her knuckles.
I'll have to have a little word with her.
I'm starting to feel afraid on Io's behalf. Elizabeth isn't going to snap her spine, is she? Who knows?
Please! Well, I know you care for me. I do wish that you wouldn't threaten others indiscriminately. Snapping spines is no way to make new friends.
Wait, what? Oi, I was only kidding around, but Stephania sounded pretty serious there. Elizabeth has really snapped any spines for Stephania's sake, has she? I'm also afraid to ask.
Alright, fine. I'll try to behave myself. If this girl gives you any trouble, however, I will not hesitate to make her pay.
Gee, that sure sounded like a threat. I might have to send Io a text later, reminding her to keep her more critical remarks to herself. I'm busy pondering this when... Maybe it was just my imagination, but I'm sure I heard something just now. Something under the breeze through the trees, that is. It's hard to say, but it sounds like a footsteps. Is somebody watching us? With narrowed eyes, I sweep my gaze across the park, but... I can't see anything. Maybe I'm imagining things. It's pretty late and it's then starting to get dark. I must be getting tired hearing things like that. Or thinking I was hearing things, at least. No, I'm not at all convinced there was anything to hear. I'm being silly, that's all it is. There is something to worry about. Right?
Hiroki!
Stephania, who was busy sipping her bubble tea, sets the plastic container down upon the bench, then looks at me curiously.
Hey, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine, don't worry. Steffi, I was just spacing out.
Spacing out?
Cosmos echoes my words, her expression thoughtful.
I says I do that a lot too. Apparently I'm so spacey, I might as well live on Mars. You might have a point here. You do indeed often seem to be in your own world. It is unusual for you, however, to drift off like that, Mr. Ogasawara. Are you sure nothing is the matter? Your face looks awfully pale. Why is it almost as though you have seen a ghost? You'd better not mention ghosts around Marina. She can't stand them.
The mention of this sinister word, ghost, sends another shiver down my spine. What if we really were being observed by a ghost? It would certainly explain that disquieting sense of wrongness I felt earlier, and my attempts to find the culprit came up empty-handed. Did our mysterious observer simply disappear?
Mr. Ogasawara?
But no, I'm being ridiculous. Succubi might exist, but ghosts definitely do not. Or maybe... There was nothing there. I can tell there is nothing there. I let myself get worked up over nothing, and now I'm making Stephania and Elizabeth worry. Okay. Sakura ghosts. Sakura ghost girls. When?
Hiroki?
I'm fine, don't worry about me. I'm just tired, is all. At least I hope that's what the issue is. If we really were being observed, then... well, I don't know if I want to think about that, so I won't. I'll pull it from my mind. I don't want to spoil a wonderful day with my silly, misplaced anxiety. Or is it? I'm sure everything will be alright. That's what I tried to tell myself, but... why do I feel so uneasy? Why do I feel so uneasy? Okay. With their bubble tea consumed and my own anxieties assuaged, for the moment at least, I returned to my apartment along with Stephania, Elizabeth and Cosmos. Stephania started after the day's events and she excused herself with a sleepy,
I think I'll get an early night. Thank you very much for showing me around to Cosmos. I had a lot of fun.
Elizabeth meanwhile makes a beeline for my kitchen cum living room, where she seems to spend a lot of her time. Once there, Elizabeth begins to take a quick inventory of the contents of my cupboards and the contents of my fridge. She scans all of the foodstuffs available and finding my selection lacking, she frowns.
Heh. Well. This will never do.
What one?
The ingredients available to me. As I made a European-style breakfast this morning, I was thinking I should attempt more traditional Japanese-style breakfast come tomorrow morning. Given I'm in Japan now, it would seem only fitting. I would very like to expand my repertoire when it comes to cooking, and I also believe Japanese food would be more to your tastes. I have something of a quandary, however. You're running low on miso paste and soy sauce, and you have no fresh fish.
You want fish? Elizabeth nods.
I was thinking of tomorrow's menu while walking back here, and I'm rather struck upon the idea of braising some salmon. I can hardly do that, however, without any salmon to braise. Perhaps I ought to go shopping? There is a convenience store in the immediate vicinity, is there not?
I'll go with you. Yeah, there is. The closest store's less than a 10-minute walk away, but are you sure you want to step out at this hour? It's black as pitch outside, and the sky is strewn with stars. I don't much like going out when it's this late. I'm a guy who knows this area pretty well. I actually like going out at night. Elizabeth meanwhile is a woman, and while she's indelicate, her unusual attire and her very pale hair immediately mark her out as being a foreigner. The area I live in isn't particularly unsafe, at least when succubi aren't breaking into my apartment, but I'd still worry about letting Elizabeth go out on her own. Maybe it'd be better if you went out tomorrow morning, after the sun's risen.
No, I can't do that. Tomorrow will be too late.
2 Mrs. 1-0, by the way.
I need those ingredients now, so I can let the salmon marinate overnight, otherwise it won't taste as good. I must go now, for the sake of making a truly delicious breakfast. As a maid, I would not forgive myself if I did not put all of my effort into this venture.
Well, I mean, alright, you can go if you insist. Hiroki, go with her, you bastard! I'd go. Can I go? It's not like I can stop Elizabeth. She's, like Stephania said, very stubborn. I want to go with her. Maybe I ought to offer company her for. Yes! Hell yeah! Let's go! I'm going. I want to go. Do you want me to come with you?
That is very kind, but you needn't worry. I do not need to be chaperoned. I'm more than capable of buying these ingredients myself.
I want to go for. I want to go! But what if you get lost or marked? I'd never be able to forgive myself.
Hey, are you truly that concerned for my welfare, Mr. Gasawara?
Hell yeah!
Hiroki worries about everybody. He's a really nice guy. That's why he's my boyfriend. I'm proud I'm dating such a stud. Oh, I would have to agree with you on that score, Mr. Gasawara is indeed a very nice man, but you are worrying unnecessarily. Do you really think, knowing me as you do, that I'm the type of woman to get lost?
Well, no, but...
And?
Elizabeth continues, her voice archly amused.
Do you really think I'm the sort of woman who'd stand by and let myself get marked?
I don't suppose you do, no, but it isn't a matter of letting yourself get marked. If a group of men came at you with knives, then... she would kick their asses. Let's face it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Could that really happen?
I mean, there is always a chance, that's why it's best to be careful. Especially in certain European countries. And I'm not speaking of Poland here. Actually, to the west of Poland. Yeah.
It's an unlikely chance. I would sooner get hit by a car crossing the road than I would fall of a group of knife-wielding hoodlums. And even if that should come to pass, which it won't, I'll be quite alright.
Okay, can I just go because I want to?
I would not let anybody get the better of me, not an army of 5 or 500. No puny human can stand against me, not when I have breakfast to prepare. Oh, how impressive, I'm knave. Thank you, you are too kind.
I must admit, I feel pretty impressed by that speech of Elizabeth's too. I'm a little disturbed too. However, dude, again, you messed up that too. However, at the 6th token, did she just say puny human? Doesn't that imply that Elizabeth is not in fact human, but something rather more powerful? Dude, I mean, it's kinda obvious. Just what is Elizabeth anyway? This isn't the first time I found myself questioning the exact nature of Elizabeth's existence, but before I'm able to question her, she sweeps past me.
Now, if all your objections have been nullified, I think I will head out. Behave yourselves, you two, and do not do anything I would not. Which gives you quite a bit of leeway, I suppose. I'm trying to say you're quite wild deep down, Miss Elizabeth. Well, perhaps, who knows, a woman must have some secrets. And I thought myself, I'm full of them. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo.
So saying, or laughing rather, Elizabeth slides her shoes on, then takes her leave. I want to go with her! I eyed the door in Elizabeth's absence, then look at Cosmos. Cosmos looks back at me, her arms behind her back, a devious smile playing about her face.
Hey. So, Hiroki.
Yes?
It looks like I have you all to myself now, at long last. It feels like it's been too long.
Okay, were you hoping to get me on my own?
Maybe.
Cosmos takes a step towards me, then curls her fingers against the front of my shirt.
I like Stephania and Lizzie a lot, but it has been a while since we could spend some quality time together.
I like Lizzie too. End of sentence for Lynx.
I missed it. I missed you.
You did?
A lot, yeah, when you were in Astoria. I would text you every day to see how you were, but I didn't. I was afraid I might look clingy.
Dude, I would not complain if someone did that. Like, you know, I mean someone actually close. Or more like someone I'm close with, right?
I didn't want to be a bother.
You aren't a bother, Cosmos. You could have texted me if you wanted to talk. I would have liked to have heard from you.
Really?
Cosmos sighs as I stroke her scalp.
I was said it would be there, and she's usually right about these things. I worry I'm not very good at talking to people, not even you. I get awkward and I second guess myself. You mean a lot to me, Hiroki, and I don't want you to dislike me. I would be very sad if you turned against me.
Huh? Okay, you don't have to worry about that, silly. I'd never stop liking you, not even if you send me dozens of texts a day.
Or hundreds?
Oh, well, that might be going a bit too far, but...
I knew it. I don't want to seem like a creepy stalker.
If you want to talk to me, you can. I'm your boyfriend, remember? You shouldn't ever feel like a burden. I might be busy, but I'll always try and find time for you, no matter how awkward you say you are. I get along with you just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. You're so nice to me. But then again, you're nice to everybody. That's why I like you so much, for she says she doesn't. And that's why Steffi flew all the way to us from Astoria to spend time with you.
Even though I would prefer Elizabeth, obviously. I thought you liked me because I smelled good.
You do smell good to a succubi, but I don't think Steffi is a succubus.
You don't?
She's a human woman, but she fell in love with you regardless. She fell for you. Because you're special. And I think you're special too. I work hard as your tour guide, so I think I deserve some sort of reward.
And what sort of reward would this be, huh?
You know what I mean. I want you to kiss me and hold me, and I want to feel your body against me. Would that be alright?
I see. If that's what you want, then I smile. Sure thing, I'll kiss you, hold you, and we can do lots more fun things together too. You're so cute, I can't help but want to pamper you. I lean in, cupping Cosmo's cheek with one hand, my lips part, and then I captured Cosmo's mouth in my own in a soft, tender kiss. A sound of which I will definitely not be making. Later that night. That day just doesn't want to end, by the way.
I'm happy to report that I have accomplished my errands with no issue, Mr. Ogasawara. We should have miso paste. Enough? Now.
This is not like English sentence.
We should have enough miso paste now for breakfast, and the salmon I wanted, although... Did something happen during my absence?
What? Utter sound unconcerned, but this proves to be difficult. Particularly given it wasn't all that long ago the Cosmos and I were entwined on the kitchen floor. Just hugging, don't worry. Cosmos has since gone home, and not a moment too soon. She left about 10 minutes before Elizabeth's return, but I'm anxious some trace of our former dalliances might remain. I cleaned up the floor when it was finished, but I'm anxious some of the smell might remain. Listen, hugging, you know, maybe it's still hot there in the room, right? Some sweat might have dropped for some reason. Anyway, Elizabeth doesn't know what it was we were getting up to, does she? Yes, she does know. Can she tell? Yes. Nothing happened?
Are you certain?
Elizabeth looks me up and down, her lips pursed together in disbelief.
Do you not have anything you wish to tell me?
No, of course not. What would I have to tell you?
Oh, I don't know. I can pretend to know how you spend your time, Mr. Ogasawara, when I am not around. It would not bother me either if you and Cosmos had a bit of fun, but...
Elizabeth takes a single step towards me, her voice dropping to a whisper, then says,
if you have any urges that you need taken care of, it might be for the best. If you told me lady about them,
no thanks. No. No. Cosmos for the win in this situation. Come on, Elizabeth, be realistic.
She's very fond of you, and I'm sure she would have no qualms in satiating your desires.
Meh.
It would make her happy, in fact, if she knew she could help you. She might be a princess, but she still wishes to serve you.
Meh.
Am I making myself plain?
Too plain. Listen, Lizzie. Your princess does not win with any of the other girls. Come on. Stop trying to force her on me. Thank you. Yes, what? I understand. I'll be sure to let Steph know if I ever get... Except I will not. Worked up.
Good.
I'd rather tell you that, if anyone.
Understand you have other women to make demands upon your time, but if you could keep me lady in your mind, I would appreciate it. Millie's joy, after all, is my own. She's very dear to me, and nothing will ever change that.
This is kinda annoying, not gonna lie.
I really do love her.
Then go out with her yourself. I have bathed later that night to wash off Cosmos' scent from my body, then retreat to my bedroom. Stephania is already there, curled up on the futon I spread out for her. She's long since fallen asleep, and her golden eyelashes are matched together. Her chest, which is clad in my cast-off button-down shirt, rises and falls in sleep, and her lips are pursed. Stephania looks sweetly innocent. My heart flutes with fondness when I see her. Elsa, meanwhile, is still in the kitchen cleaning up. I'm sure she'll treat to my bedroom herself once she's ready for bed. For the present cover, it's just the sleeping Stephania and I. I strip off changing my nightclothes, then slide beneath my own futon. Stephania is so deeply asleep she shouldn't be aware of my presence, but I think I can see her lips twitching with a smile. Maybe she can tell I'm here after all. Hey, sleeping beauty. Oh, what? I reach out and brush a few strands of Stephania's hair behind her ear. I do this gently, not wanting to disturb her, my fingertips grazing her cheek. You have a good day. Okay, it wouldn't be like that, but... Stephania doesn't answer, she can't, given she's snoozing, but I'd like to take that as a yes. Certainly she looks quite content dreaming as she is. I wonder what she's dreaming about. Could she be thinking about all of the fun she had today? If I did feature in Stephania's dreams, I consider myself a fortunate guy indeed. Stephania is so cute, I can hardly believe she's interested in me, so much so she took a spontaneous trip to Japan despite her many duties in Astoria. She must have it pretty bad for me. Maybe Elizabeth's right, the next time I feel touch starved, I should probably go to Stephania. No, you should go to any of the other girls. She won't be staying in Japan forever long, so I ought to make the most of every moment we can spend together. She deserves it. After all, it's impossible not to like you. You really are sweet. Meanwhile, Lynx here, like, meh. 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 She's okay, but meh. Like, she's literally not the type I would go after, ever. That's why I want to show you a good time. I'll take care of you, so don't worry. I'll make you a trip to Japan and experience you'll never forget. Elizabeth for the windfall. Whatever. With that being said, let's end the episode right here, right now. We had our time in café. We had our boba tea. And now, I guess... Oh, we spent some quality time with Cosmos, of course. And now it's time to end the episode. Tomorrow we'll head out to... Again, spend time with both of the European girls. And Cosmos. And apparently Ayo too. And we'll see how that goes. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed the episode. Consider liking the video, of course. Subscribe if you're fresh to the channel. We managed to play so far through all of the Sakura games, which you can find on the playlist, obviously, on the channel easily. And if you're into Succubus ones only, in the playlist is all of that. Also, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram in the description. If you're into any of that stuff, consider following me in there as well. And with that being said, let's end the episode. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.